Today on Aux, I will be talking through my top 7 favorite albums of 2025. My personal top 7 favorite. So, I'm Joe Sanza. Without further ado, let's plug in. Why did I just finger guns? Let's plug in anyway. I'm Joe Sanza. Together we'll reveal how music connects us with others, culture, and ourselves. This is Aux. Plug in. All right. So this is a couple disclaimers at the top, okay? One is, these are my personal favorite. This isn't like, these are the best albums of 2025, period. Objectively, no questions asked. Don't question my authority type list. This is my personal favorite. Two, on the list of disclaimers is... this is not a music review channel or reaction channel primarily. We'll dip our toe in those things. We'll do those things. But the main purpose of the channel, and I say this in the intro package, right, is together we'll reveal how music connects us with culture, with each other, with ourselves. How music connects us, right? So that's the primary focus of Aux, is educating and helping together through this content, revealing how it exactly does that. And so I talk about this in another video about music criticism, how really a music critic's job, ideally, and I'm not saying I'm a music critic. I don't necessarily identify that. I don't identify as one, really. But nonetheless, I think a music critic or somebody who makes comment on music, their primary job is to help people listen, rather than give like an authoritative interpretation or explanation of what a song is about. Right? It helps me touch, it helps me feel, it helps me experience the art and the song and the music. Okay, enough of that. Any other disclaimers that come up, we'll touch those as we go here. So I'm going to go through my top 7 favorite albums and stick around to the end where I'll give a couple of honorable mentions. All right, so starting off, again, no particular order. Justin Bieber's swag. Justin Bieber's swag, in my opinion, is his best artistic offering to date. And I hesitate around using terms like best and all that, as if it's like, you know, I talk about this in the Perfectionist video, as if art can be something on a scorecard or a tally. You know, it doesn't really work like that. It's not quantifiable. But the reason why I say that about Justin Bieber's album, and of course Swag 1 and Swag 2, is because it feels like it's Justin being Justin. It's like the rawest version, the most unfiltered, the most uncurated. We're hearing Justin's soul for real. Not that we didn't before, but this is, again, the most unfiltered, straight from the source. And with that, you still have somebody who can make a mega smash hit of an album, even though it's like more artsy or experimental or less pretty, less manufactured. In terms of, if I had one time capsule song of 2025, as in like a million years from now, society is like digging up the archives from previous generations, and there was one song to represent us as a human species, I guess, or as a society, or at least a Western first world society. It would be Daisies by Justin Bieber. Okay, here you have a song. What do you want in a time capsule kind of song? What do you want to be represented by? Well, somebody who's a bona fide hit maker isn't a bad place to start, right? Somebody who is like global and worldwide and as ubiquitous as it gets for a culture at that time. It's pretty much, it's hard to pick anybody bigger than Justin Bieber. And not only that, Daisies is a very lovable song. It's hard for people to be like, I hate that song. It got radio play. Even people I know personally, this is anecdotal, but people I know personally who didn't like the album because of reasons I just mentioned. It's less pretty. It's kind of weird. It's experimental. They like Daisies. Also, McGee on the guitar. One of those once fringe artists innovating and had a cult following who's now breaking into more mainstream and has a very strong fan base on it in his own right. McGee on guitar, Dijon on production, I'm pretty sure. Who's mixing that too? We'll find all this out. Dijon, McGee. I mean, yeah, I'm comfortable letting this of all songs represent us. But let me know in the comments. Josh Goodwin on the mix. Dale Becker on the master. Let me know in the comments if you disagree or if you have a better pick for a 2025 time capsule song. Swag. Number 2, Even in Arcadia by Sleep Token. Metal. What? I made a whole video called How to Like Metal. I am not naturally a metalhead. It was certainly an acquired taste for me. The gateway drug was Sleep Token. Sleep Token is somewhat controversial in the metal world. A lot of artists hate him, or a lot of fans hate them because they're sugar-coated or like diluted form of metal. They're too pop, they're too R&B, they're too this, they're too that. Their anonymous masked identity thing is just a weird shtick. Whatever the complaints are about Sleep Token, there's plenty. I don't even know if that was a cohesive sentence or not, but it also was poorly rated, I'm pretty sure, this album, even in Arcadia, by like publications and outlets. I don't care. I loved it. I went on a solo trip to the Pacific Northwest, never been there in my life before. Look at this, Pitchfork, 2.3 out of 10. Sputnik Music, 1.5 out of 5. The others are Rolling Stone, 3 stars out of 5. And they got their love on some publications as well. But Metacritic, 64 out of 100. I loved it. It was like my soundtrack on that trip. And my favorite songs were Past Self, Look to Windward, Caramel, Damocles. I mean, I like that album pretty much top to bottom. And I love Sleep Token's lyrics. They're very poetic. They're very Jungian. I'm not going to get into a whole rant on Carl Jung, but I have I think that was my metal video. I talked about Carl Jung. But if you are hesitant about metal and you want something that can maybe get your foot in the door, Sleep Token's a good place to start. It's because it's not entirely screaming and like, you know, the stuff that everyone stereotypically is afraid of about metal. There's a lot of melodic stuff. There's To the drummer, I've made a short about this, I talked about in the video, is unreal. Unreal. And watching him play the drums is like, I don't know, probably what it would have been like to watch Michelangelo paint. I don't know. Even in Arcadia, Sleep Token, certainly in my top favorites. It was on my Spotify Wrapped. So was Swag. And so was number 3 on my list. Again, no particular order. Baby by Dijon. I've talked about Dijon enough. I did a reaction in real time to me listening to this album for the first time. And wowzers. It was like for the first slash second. I listened to like the first third prior to me making that video. But anyway, I just saw Dijon in Brooklyn. My favorite live show I've ever been to. He and his band, the music that they're making, I can talk about all day. He is the real deal. I've said this before, he's many times. He's a musician's musician. He's an artist's artist. He's that guy. He's like somebody you don't want to compete with because he's going to do something different. He's going to serve you a different look, a different move that you've never seen before. And he's going to do it well. He's got, his bag is that deep. Whether it's the actual like vocalizing to the production, to the mixing, to the sample choice, he's complete. His 2K rating is like, it's high. Might be 96 at the lowest right now, but that's only because I think he's just getting started. Hopefully. And I know he's not like making music and releasing it 24/7 type of person. He's very, painstaking about his work that he puts out. But Dijon Baby is definitely one of my favorites. The next, number 4 on this list, again, no particular order, is Some Sexy Songs. Valentine's Day 2025. Post Kendrick beef. Post, is this man's career dead or not? I'm pretty sure post Super Bowl. Party Next Door. Cold Weather Jams. Some Sexy Songs for You. Man, this album ages well. This album is aging well. There are songs after songs on it. There is joint after joint on it. CN Tower, I love. How's that go, man? How's that go? The city is pretty and it's gone just like a flower. I'm gonna the CN Tower is red tonight. Just like I'm done in on a bed tonight. Leave it 'cause I Mothballs, I didn't know. Something About You. That's one of my favorites on the album, if not my favorite song on the album. Spider-Man, Superman. Girl, I wish I could save you, but I can't. Oh man, Small Town Fame is a joint. I didn't know Janae Aiko was on that. She's a writer on that. Brian Steele. If you're going out with your guys, you need to put Brian Steele in the whip on the way to the function, to wherever you're going. Give Me a Hug, Fire, Raining in Houston. And the beat switches at the end, you catch a little flow. Nokia. That's another time capsule candidate. Baby Girl. I mean, you have viral moments on the album. Somebody Loves Me, the remix too. Die Trying is a joint. On My Way, I like a lot. Glorious, I like a lot. Greedy, what an outro. What an outro. Greedy is too. I mean, there's so many. It aged well. It aged well. It ages well. I'm a huge fan of Party Next Door. I'm a big fan of Drake. Don't take that as I'm taking sides. Here's the whole thing about the Kendrick and Drake thing. I'm a fan of top level competition. You know what I'm saying? Like, mano y mano at the highest level, I'm a fan of. And who won the beef? I don't think that's even a question. Who won the war? I don't think that's a question. But at the same time, I could still like me some Drake. Some Drake? Okay, pause. My next album. This might be a surprise to you guys. I don't know if I'm about to put you on. It's called The Hermit by Jordan Patterson. If you were to ask me who's my favorite new voice, Jordan Patterson. I had tickets. It was a free show. She was here in Brooklyn like 2 months ago, and I wasn't available that night. I'm so upset because it was like in the back of like this taco place, I think. That's my like favorite place to see a show, is like intimate, small settings, especially if it's a up and coming artist. I wish I could have been there to support and just witness Jordan Patterson live. The song Race Car is on a short list of my favorite songs from 2025. Please listen to it. Her voice is just very unique. And her songwriting, very unique, very original, very fresh, very new. She's 20 years old, it says here on her Bandcamp. That's crazy work. Tap in. Next album, second to last of my top 7 favorite albums of 2025 in no particular order, is Pressure by Julia Wolf. Wow, Zers. Talk about talent. Julia Wolf got it. She got it, gang. She's nice. I wish, I'm kind of embarrassed and ashamed that I only knew about Julia Wolf through her collab with Drake and Yeat, the song Doghouse. And then for some reason I checked her out. I forgot how it came on my radar, her like this album, Pressure. Top to bottom, what a record. I mean, it's so dope. And I got into her other discography, and she like honed her craft of songwriting to the point where now she can make this completely different sound. It's like metal inspired, it's punk inspired, it's rocky, rock-y, and Kill You Off, Jennifer's Body, In My Room is a 2025 time capsule contender. I'd throw it in there, shoot. Julia Wolf is dope. If you are trying to get into that, like punk, like her earlier music was more, it was honestly kind of rap-y. It was kind of not R&B, but like more rhythmic type, like it was type beats kind of thing. This one is more live instruments and rock stuff going on, and the lyrics are just like very sure of themselves, even though they're vulnerable and emo. It like takes a very confident songwriter to kind of say what she's saying on there. And she's just got a dope vibe and aesthetic that is just very her. That's very original. It's very singular, which is the making for a great artist who can build a very strong fan base. Last but not least, and this is tough because I wanted to keep it to my top 7, and that 7 spot, again, no particular order, but if there was something I would have switched out, it would be this. And honestly, it could be because this is the album that I like was most recently put onto, like very recently. So it could strengthen as I listen to it more. It could I could replace it with another album, but it's I Love My Computer by Nina Geraci, who's from Australia. One of my least favorite genres. I really try to do my best to keep an open mind about music. I'll listen anything from classical to metal to rap to whatever, to country even, whatever. I'll listen to all of it. But one of the hardest for me to naturally get into, like for me to listen to recreationally, is electronic music. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a personality thing. I'm more of like a laid back, introverted guy, and electronic music is more so tied to people who like being around people and the social context and the party lifestyle, whatever, festival lifestyle thing. I guess now that I'm saying this out loud, maybe this resonates for me because, I mean, look at the title. I Love My Computer. It's like a very like introverted, loner kind of sentiment. And Nina Geraci, I hope I'm saying this right. Nina Wilson, better known by her stage name, Nina Geraci, hails from Australia, made a banging electronic album. I mean, this thing is so fire. My favorite songs are iPod Touch, F My Computer, Delete, Info Hazard. Sing Good is such a fire song. And yeah, I think that covers it. What a talent. Holy cow, what a talent. Like I said, this is very recently, I got put onto this very recently, and I can't wait to keep listening to it because I don't like naturally like this genre. So for it to be so compelling should say a lot. Whether you like electronic or not, this is a very like strongly recommend tap into. All 7 of these are, if you haven't listened to it. Okay, a couple of honorable mentions. I'll give you 4. Really, I'll give you 6 because I'll give you 2 more at the end. And I'll explain why I'm separating it like that. Again, no particular order. I'm going to go Choke Enough by OK Lou. Oklou? Oklou? Spelled O-K-L-O-U. If I were to switch out, an album to give this one, Choke Enough, a spot on my top 7 favorite albums. I'm not wording this right. This would be the next up. This is like the number 8, I guess. So cool. So cool. So different, weird. Favorite songs are Obvious, I think it's called. Come on, I'm losing retention. Obvious, ICT, and Choke Enough are my favorites, and Harvest Sky. Also the intro, Endless, if I had to pick another one. Obvious is dope. Please listen to that one. If you like electronic, I believe, if I remember correctly, Harvest Sky is really cool. Also, my favorite album cover, probably, maybe, of 2025 albums. It's just so weird and creepy and horror. Like, it's very uncanny and eerie, that album cover. And it's like, I have no idea what this is going to sound like. And it sounds like Radiohead. It sounds like new and original. And it sounds like, I'll talk about this later too, but there's this sort of, I'll talk about it later. Next up, Country by Cleo Reed. I had the great pleasure of seeing Cleo Reed perform at Isola Brooklyn, a small venue. There's probably, at the peak of the room, there's probably no more than 50 people. For Cleo Reed's set, there's probably like 30 people in the room. Again, my favorite context to kind of to see live performance of music.
I chase my pain. I'm bitter by the hour. I state my claims. I'm hanging by a nail. My body's on a scale.
And I cannot exaggerate how talented I think Cleo Reed is. They understand songcraft at a very high level. Their rhythm, their rhythmic feel is top notch. And what country is basically a subversion of Americana and folk. And Cleo Reed does some very just masterful things with that subversion, and explores gender, explores blackness, explores American music and spirituals, and does it in a very, also like a very lyrically a modern way too. And just the play on words of the album title, I'm very bullish on Cleo Reed. Next up is Sable Fable by Bon Iver. The song Award Season floors me. Check it out, please. Bon Iver. No need for an introduction there. Next up on honorable mentions, the last of this list is Addison by Addison Rae. I listened to this album today. I was very impressed. I was not expecting it. It's very dark. Like, it's sonically dark. It's very different from the album cover. But if you want pop music at a pretty high caliber, like substantial, high quality, thought-provoking pop music, I recommend Addison. It's Serban Guinea mixed. It's Randy Merrill mastered. It's got bold choices in it. Not just lyrically, but production-wise. And then here's a comment I'm going to make. There's this trend going. I don't know who started it. It might have been Pink Pantheress. But like this, as opposed to the Whitney Houston, Adele, power female vocalist, there's been this trend of, and it exists in I Love My Computer by Nina Geraci. It exists in Choke Enough by OK Lou. It exists in Addison. This sort of like very girly, small, produced to be very small and like playful and thin type of vocal. Instead, it's kind of replacing. Doja Cat's another example. She does this. Addison Rae's music has her vocal performance encapsulates this kind of trend and does it at scale, right? At a pop scale, at a Serban Guinea level scale. Serban Guinea being like a bona fide hit maker as far as mixing engineers go. Okay, I've kept you long enough. I'm going to give you two more honorable mentions. And the reason I'm separating it like this is because I know these albums are very well received, and I think I just need to spend more time with it because they're not like mine yet. You know how you feel like an album, an artist, a band is yours? These ones are not yet for me, and maybe it's just not a fit. There's nothing wrong with it. Again, this is my personal favorite list. It's not like what I think is the objectively best. There Bleeds by Wednesday. The album Bleeds by Wednesday. The intro track, I'm sold on that. I love the intro track on that album. I think I need to spend more time with the whole album to really like, again, feel like it's like for me, and I'm rocking with it. I love it. And then last is Getting Killed by Geese. Geese is taking the world by storm. I'm aware of this. The lead singer to me is like, I don't know if this, I'm sure this comment has already been made. It's kind of like Robert Plant reincarnated. I mean, very Led Zeppelin-y, while also punk hyphen E. And Getting Killed is like all the rave. There's like a huge cult following. They're killing the game. They're young. I believe they're from Brooklyn. They're from New York. I want to spend more time listening to the album. Also, very new. I only gave it one listen, and I don't think it was a in intent enough listen, and so I will try again. So that is my list of my personal favorite albums of 2025 as we come to the year close. I'm very excited and optimistic about what 2026 has to offer. I'll see you again soon. I'm Joe Sanza. This is Aux. Thanks for plugging in.